Every artist has that one album that changes the trajectory of their catalog and their career, a clear indication of something different to come. In this series, I take a look at the albums that created the true version of our favorite artists. It isn't necessarily their first project, nor their most commercial. Rather, it's the one that separates them from the artist they were before. These albums are turning points, landmark transitions, pivotal crossroads. These are the albums that birthed. Tinashe is one of the most valuable artists in the current landscape of music. Her eloquent voice, paired with her ability to toggle between genres like hip-hop, R&B, dance, electronic, and pop, make her an undeniable powerhouse. With an eclectic and diverse catalog, she's perfect for this series, especially since this discography is ever evolving. In 2012, after years of releasing music independently, Tinashe signed to RCA. From 2012 to 2014, she wrote and recorded her debut album, Aquarius. The album houses two of her most well-known songs to date, Two On and All Hands on Deck. Aquarius is a solid debut album, but you could see she was still destined for more exciting highs. 2016 brought Night Ride, an album that she feels is still one of her best projects. It borrows from the retro Tinashe bag when she was making music in her home as an unsigned artist. Apparently, this is where the contention with her label starts. RCA did not promote Night Ride as much as Aquarius due to them not agreeing with the album's sound and direction. The album is devoid of features, setting Tinashe center stage. In 2018, she released her third and final album under RCA. Tinashe herself describes the album as inconsistent and incoherent at times, solidifying the struggle and creative differences between her and her label. This sentiment, along with other obstacles, ultimately led Tinashe to upend her current team and, most notably, return to being an independent artist.
I don't want to rush this project. I think with my last album, I had a lot of expectations because I told people, that it was coming, and there was a lot of discrepancies with my label, and I just don't want to have that kind of pressures going into this project. So I'm really just kind of letting the music take me where it takes me and make songs that I really love, and hopefully that body of work will kind of manifest itself.
You write songs?
Yeah, absolutely.
After the release of 2018's Joyride, the original follow-up began getting teased the same year. The later scrapped Nashe had two singles released, Like I Used To and Throw a Fit. Both songs, produced by frequent collaborator Hitmaker, sound like a bridge from the label days of Tinashe to what was brewing and soon to come.
Because I was 25, and I was also moving out of my parents' house right then at that time of my life, and I was just kind of coming into my own, and really at the same time that I was making these changes career-wise, I was making life changes, and I was re-inspired by the fact that I had a new home with more space to get back into that home studio vibe. That was a turning point for sure.
Songs for You is the album that birthed Tinashe. Not only is it a return to her independence as an artist, it's an elevation of her artistry and sound altogether. The bulk of the lyrical content references the life cycle of a relationship, the tumultuous ups and downs of two people growing apart. The album's title supports this, being a collection of songs, lyrics, and letters to a former partner. Additionally, the title can easily refer to the fans. As an independent artist again, all of these songs are for her fans, the true supporters of her sound and her career, her life vest as she makes the change back to an independent artist. The album opener, Feelings, is a whirling record that sets the stage very well, especially paired with Life's Too Short. The latter immediately puts us in Tinashe's current perspective of a dead relationship. She still loves this person, and uses the adage, life's too short, to persuade him to come back into her arms. Tinashe takes us through the monotony of her day without this person. Clearly, she misses this bond. Stormy weather serves as warning clouds for a relationship rife with trouble and drama, the fracturing of this partnership. Save Room for Us, one of her best songs, finds her begging this partner to reserve space for them. Although their relationship has ended, and that partner moved on with another woman, Tinashe insists on the two possibly reconnecting in the future. Story of Us feels like the blossoming of a new relationship, while Die a Little Bit suggests something darker. She goes through a night of drinking, smoking, partying, and sex. She's obviously still invested in this previous relationship, with whatever this new dynamic is killing her inside. Perfect Crime reiterates this, blaming her ex for getting away with hurting her guilt-free. Cash Ray seems to bury this hurt with bravado and materialism. The song's second half is a roller coaster of tasty flows and shit-talking. The line, "Still got all eyes on me," can certainly be alluding to her pivot back to independence. Link Up does a similar trick. It's a jumpy, hip-hop coded track, with a sticky hook and some of her most clever lines to date. In the context of the album, she further suffocates her true feelings of heartbreak with the dazzling aspects of her attention and success, feelings that eventually bubble to the surface in the next few tracks. Touch and Go, another one of her bests, is the collision of this failing relationship, With the addition of a male artist, this song feels like an intimate moment between distant lovers. Black's feature is perfect, addressing the male side of this rocky relationship. No Better is my personal favorite Tinashe song. The nearly 7-minute track is the emotional climax of this record. She's alone again, sitting in silence with her thoughts in a bottle. It's the confrontation the album has been building towards, the confrontation of self. She never could have predicted the relationship to take this turn. Despite how much she fought, it still died out. She misses it and wants to still love this person, but deep down she knows better. If they continue together, it'll lead to the same cycle of heartbreak and torment. She's back in her feelings tonight, an idea she at first dismissed on the album intro. Her feelings are now on true display. The song takes an even darker turn in its second half. Somewhere over the horizon, sun is rising on you with no me. This line beautifully illustrates the distance between the two partners, the hopefulness of a new day juxtaposed with the loneliness and isolation that she's feeling. She pleads for reciprocation. As the record progresses, she actually regresses. She asks this man if he's noticed the progress she's made, that she's been doing okay. Maybe on first listen it appears as genuine, but as you hear it more and more, you realize how desperate and pathetic it actually sounds. Anyone who actually made progress in light of a breakup isn't going to ask if that progress is being acknowledged. She wouldn't ask if you noticed I've been doing okay, if she was actually okay. Hey, did you notice I don't even think about you every day and night? But that's the genius of this song. Her vocals are also on another level here. She goes from dainty delivery to hopeless howling. The second half is atmospheric, as she oohs and ohs in the background atop tear-jerking strings. I'm telling you, it's her best song. So Much Better is a steamy tease of a track that again finds her in the midst of new, casual hookups. It hits differently here since she's on the other side of heartbreak, soon crossing the threshold of acceptance. She taunts her old relationship with promises of loving and treating the next man better. G-Eazy now represents the male perspective, a guy who's just happy to be along for the ride. The dark outro puts us into Tinashe's inner monologue, as she contemplates her next steps over haunting guitars. Would you fight for what you want? Would you let it go? Would you sell your soul? This internal struggle deals with her relationship, but could also have an underlying meaning in terms of parting ways with her label. Tinashe makes her decision on the concluding number. Remember When shows her fully moving on and picking up the pieces of a mess. She feels like herself again. Sure, she still wishes for the relationship to continue, but she's much closer to fully moving on than she was on No Better and Touch and Go. Remember When also serves as a good reflection of this album, a somber punctuation to Tinashe's former self, as she soon reaches new heights with Songs for You and beyond. Songs for You unleashed a new Tinashe to the music scene, one completely in control of her sound and direction. It further proved her prowess as a songwriter, vocalist, album artist, and creative all around. Songs for You is the template of all modern Tinashe records. It launched a new era, not only of her independence, but her total musical expertise.